What is up, IDP Army? It's your man, Jordan Rains, back again. It's usually the IDP Army podcast, but today, if you're on YouTube, it's the Underdogs. I'm joined with my man, Dave Kluge. Dave, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Anytime somebody says, "Hey, let's hop on a live stream and do some underdog drafting," I can't say no. It's a problem. I literally do not know how to say no to this. So excited for this one.
Yeah, dude, I love Underdog. I sit around, usually after I put the kids to bed, I start looking at the slate. I kind of like start gaming around with it. I do a couple of cheap ones, and I look at the tournament entries. So we're going to hit this intro, and then me and Dave are going to talk you guys through kind of how we're viewing this week's matchups, and then talk about some other cool stuff the Underdog has going on, do a live draft for you for everyone that's in here watching, and then we will get you out of here. So let's get this thing rocking.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, we are back. Like I said, we're going to do a live draft. We're going to go head-to-head on Underdog. If you guys are not on Underdog, you need to be playing Underdog. I don't know about you, Dave. I mean, we kind of were talking a little bit off air, but for me, it really just represents DFS for a guy that doesn't know anything about DFS. When I first got into fantasy football, DraftKings is so overwhelming. FanDuel's, and they're different, so you kind of have to pick which one you want. Underdog's kind of DFS for the everyman, I feel like. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, yeah, there's no barrier to entry. Like if you know player names and you know basic matchups, that's it. Like you don't need to worry about salaries and building out rosters and stuff like that. You just pick the best player available. It literally could not be easier. So I'm a huge underdog guy. This is my first year getting heavy into best ball, but I've just been a best ball junkie.
Yeah, same. I was looking. I don't want to get okay. I almost am scared to say this, but I kind of want to. I gotta flex a little bit. I only did 4 Best Ball Mania 2 entries. Okay, that's the big tournament they had this summer. And right now in the leagues that I'm in, I'm first, second, and fourth. And the one I'm fourth in, I'm only 8 points behind first. So. Wow. Papa's trying to bring home a bag, okay? So we're really big fans of Underdog around here, at least right now. But we're gonna do this draft tonight. I did a couple last night, kind of looking. I don't know if you've looked at the over/unders for the week, but it looks like the KC game, then the Rams Arizona game has the high one, and then the Raiders and then the Chargers have pretty high ones. So I was already kind of, when I looked at it, I don't know if you've opened up the slate or not. I was kind of already targeting Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know about you the last couple of weeks, but what I found on Underdog the last couple of weeks when I've been playing, this season, I didn't play a lot last year, is it really does matter that you kind of win at every spot that you can. And that's even quarterback. And I'm, this week's the 101, I think, is Derrick Henry, and the 102 is probably Kelsey. And then after that, it's probably Patrick Mahomes or Kyler, because you're only playing starters, and that's kind of where I'm at on Underdog right now. But what are your kind of draft strategies? I know we're going back to back, head to head. So who do you think the 101 is, and kind of how have you looked at this slate?
So I agree with you that I think Chris McCaffrey and Travis Kelce are the 2 guys that you want to take. But I've been waiting on quarterbacks in all of the ones that I'm doing, because the biggest leagues that I've done so far are 6. And if I could walk out with a QB6 who's going to be Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, somebody like that, I'm happy with it. So I'd much rather take the the running backs and the wide receivers early, or like you said, Travis Kelce. I think that's the difference. The guy that you're more than happy to take second or third overall.
Yeah.
But for me, unless I'm doing a 12 teamer, which I haven't done yet, I'm almost always waiting until the very, very last round to take a quarterback.
Man, you flipped the script on me. I've had Kyler. I got burned week 1. I played Aaron Rodgers at a lot of spots. So I've pretty much just been sticking and clinging to Kyler the past 2 weeks, and he hasn't let me down the past 2 weeks. So in these head-to-head drafts that we're going to do, we'll see who ends up with Kyler. I think he's going to have a good week.
So let me ask, you think even against the Rams, with Aaron Donald down his throat and Jalen Ramsey draped on DeAndre Hopkins, you're still taking Kyler that early?
Oh, yeah. This is Cliff King. I mean, it's Cliff Kingsbury versus Sean McVay. It's interdivisional. Both teams are 3-0. Like I said, it's got the second, I believe it's the highest projected over-under on the week.
It is. I'm taking the under on that game. I'm taking the under, man. I get it. These are some good offenses, but that Rams defense is no joke.
You're a wild man, Kluge. All right, let's see. Any other? I think in my opinion, I don't know. We'll see how the draft goes. But I think this week Derrick Henry against the Jets is probably the 101 if you're not going to take Travis Kelce. I guess we're going to miss CMC for a week or two.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
scared.
just realized I said CMC. I meant Derrick Henry, but yeah,
CMC.
CMC.
I knew that. I'm sure the viewers or whoever's watching knew that. But Dave, I was thinking Cook, Dalvin Cook. He slipped last week, and I actually lost a few games because I took him late, hoping he would play. I did that. So I lost a few games because of that. That's kind of why I'm like, I like playing it safe. But we're going to go ahead and get this draft fired up for you guys. Dave, if you want to go ahead and hop in there. I don't know if you all are familiar with Underdog, but we'll kind of show you around. You can look at the board. They have the projections in there. I believe those are courtesy of, at least in part, of Hayden Winks, who works for the company over there. They have a good show. Analytical guy, also a big film guy. But they are having another all right, here we go. It's the week. All right, we're going head to head. Dave got the 101. Oh, man. Let's take a look here.
So do we have no clock when we do head to head? Oh, no, it's showing draft starts in 45. All right.
Yeah. There it is right there. So I've, like I said, I'm really liking, Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen could be a trap this week. I just, they've been kind of unleashing Zach Moss, in these games where they're blowing things out.
I think it's one of those that they could just beat them down so bad early on that they just completely abandon the run by the second half.
Yeah, well, it could be. I don't know. I think they might stick to the run. I'm kind of low key buying in on Zach Moss. I think if I play the tournament this week, I might build a team or two that has Zach Moss, kind of with the hopes that being that contrarian play. That's another thing I like about Underdog is you really kind of have to put your money where your mouth is because you kind of have everybody available to you.
Mm-hmm. And that's what makes this fun too. When you get into DFS and stuff like that, people have broken down these just so much that it's kind of I want to say
Stack
even
some of the fun out of it
for everybody. Yeah. And when Underdog, it's like, it brings me back to the old days of DFS where you don't have optimizers and all this stuff. You're just kind of shooting from the hip and figuring it out as you go along. And it makes Underdog a lot of fun.
All right. Dave takes Derrick Henry with the 101. I come back with Travis Kelce. Now I have a few options here. I'm going to go ahead and look at my running backs. I like a lot of the running backs on the slate. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take Tyreek Hill because I think he's going to have a big bounce back this week. Now I have two Chiefs. I know that might not be optimal, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'm going to double tap receivers here. I'm already happy with the Derrick Henry, so I'm just going to go chalk here. Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp. Love both of their matchups this week, so I'm more than happy to have those two as wide receivers.
Love that. Dang, Devontae Adams, you're killing me. All right, I got to look at the
you didn't
running
think he was
back.
making back to you at 6, did you?
No, I don't know. You're a wild man. Who knows what you're going to do over here? All right, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to punt the running backs. I like a lot of the guys who are still here, and I am going to take Stephon Diggs. I'm kind of buying into this bounce back narrative. He needs to have a big game. He hasn't had one in a while. How do I show the board to you all? Can I do it like this? Here we go. It's a small board, but
I mean, that's it. Just the two of us. It's going to be a small board. You're up with your next pick. You got somebody queued up yet? You got back-to-backs here.
Oh, dang. Oh, my gosh.
5 seconds. I think I know who you're going with. You already got Tyreek Hill and you got Travis Kelce. You got the easy pick here.
Oh, I clicked out of it. Who they give me?
Josh Allen.
All right, I'll take it. It stacks with Diggs. I was going to go Patrick Mahomes, but I'm fine with that. That's my bad.
I'm taking Patrick Mahomes strictly to ruin your stack, so you can't have it. Sorry about that one, man.
No, you're all good. Oh, no. How do I get out of here again? All right.
This is tough for me, this decision between George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson. They're both conference games. I think that both guys could have really big weeks. As much as I love George Kittle, we just haven't seen it from him so far this year. TJ Hawkinson has been an absolute target hog, so that's my tight end.
Nice. Hawkinson, I like that pick. I think last week was kind of a fluke. Only 2 targets. That's not like something we're going to see a lot. All right. Here we are. I'm back in here. All right. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift here. I think that just because he's kind of lower down on the board here, I think a lot of people kind of just overlook him, and I don't want to be that guy this week. And the same similar situation, I'm going to take Zeke. He did come rearing back this week. I like that a lot. So yeah, does that give me a full team now? Let me take a look here.
It does.
All right.
I like this guy right here. I just dropped a video on him earlier today, but this guy is my running back one for the rest of the season. I love the matchup this week that Derrick Henry has, so that's why I'm taking him a little bit earlier. But Aaron Jones, dude, has been an absolute stud to start this season. Week 1 was kind of a blip on the radar that I'm not really buying too deeply into. But what we've seen so far in the last 2 weeks is that Aaron Jones is seeing 3 times the red zone touches that he saw last year. So I was kind of concerned that A.J. Dillon was going to come in there and take that red zone work away from him. But what we're seeing is with Jamal Williams out of town and A.J. Dillon now the RB2, they're letting Aaron Jones's leash get a little bit longer, and he's getting more high value touches. So I'm loving Aaron Jones.
No, I agree with you. I almost took him there instead of Zeke as well. I'll read the teams back to you guys. So Dave's team is Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and he's got T.J. Hawkinson. And then he's going up against my guys, Josh Allen, DeAndre Swift, a little bit crazy there, but I'm buying in. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. Zeke, I felt like he was a great value, and he's, kind of got a safe floor. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, always money there. Well, not always money, but knock on wood, if they both hit, no matter what else happens, I feel like they could break the slate. And then Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football. He's got the safest floor. He's got, every tight end's got a similar ceiling at the end of the day if you're looking at touchdowns. But I like my draft. I like Dave's draft. We're going to see who wins this money. What was this, a $5 draft, Dave?
Yep, and they're taking their 10% juice, so we got a whole $9 on the line, man. That gets you an IPA out here in Colorado. Like one single beer, that's what you get for $9.
Nice. Now we were thinking we might do another draft, guys, but I think we might forego that tonight. I want to look at this slate a little bit more before I do anything in the tournament. But Dave, what do you got going on the next couple of days? Tell the people.
I'm just going to be out here creating content. That's what I do. You'll see more videos coming from me on the Football Guys YouTube page. And then, what I've been doing is on top of writing articles, I'm just trying to put as much of my content out there just straight into Twitter. So when I'm writing an article and I come across a nugget of information that I think is valuable, rather than burying it into an article that, 50 people might read, I'm just going to tweet it out there. I got the followers, and that's where I get my knowledge. So I like to just share my stuff and my content on Twitter. I've been doing that a lot this season. So follow me on Twitter at Dave Kluge if you want to see what I'm up to.
Yeah, definitely. Twitter's the best medium for fantasy football. Especially for people to use it correctly. It really is a way to engage directly with your audience as a creator. It's a place it's a platform literally to put out, the words, the thoughts, the sentences that are in our minds. We streamed there tonight. We spent a lot of time. That's where we have actually met and interacted. So if anyone's watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast and you don't follow us on YouTube or on Twitter, at 50 Shades of Drunk, that is mine, at Dave Kluges. And yeah, I guess not really much else going on tonight. Like I said, we're going to try to do this maybe once or twice. I know I'm going to be doing more of these underdog drafts on the channel. I know whenever I look at some of the stuff coming up, the resurrection draft that they have, which is going to be, it's a mid-season best ball draft, starts in week 6. So we have 2 weeks to draft those. I'm gonna take a look at those. I'm feeling a little hot because I'm doing good in the main one, so I will try my hand again. And then what else do they have coming on? They have a couple other things coming soon. They obviously still have you can still just do the $5, $10, $25 best ball buy-ins too. So you don't have to do the big tournament, but you can still get a draft in based on the new information, get you some discount CMC, pay up for Chuba Hubbard, whatever you want to do. If you think you're going to hit, draft or Underdog offers you a place to do that. So check out the channel. Follow along, click the subscribe, smash the subscribe, obviously hit the bell. That's one thing that more people need to be doing, because I've noticed a lot of the views on the channel are coming from people that don't actually subscribe to the channel. So that means a lot of y'all are leaving a lot of meat on the table. So do me a favor, hit that bell. I don't really have much else to say. This was kind of a short one, but that's kind of the point. We're the FF Underdogs, me and Dave Kluge doing this thing. So do you do a live stream on Sunday?
I don't on Sundays. On Sundays, I do injury updates, and that keeps me pretty busy. And then I've also got to tweak rankings and everything before those lock at the early afternoon kickoff games. But, something really cool about Underdog is that they adapt to what the consumer wants. You throw an idea out there and you say, hey, it would be cool if they do this. Underdog does it. And something I want to do, these are fun, but the rosters are so small that I'd love to have where you can do these head-to-head matchups with a much deeper roster where, you're drafting
and do a
20
best
rounds.
ball.
Yeah,
So
kind of
do
best
like
ball
a 10.
style.
Yeah.
Rather than just these really small slates, I want to have one where it's, you're drafting multiple quarterbacks and you're playing 2 quarterbacks every single week and you're picking your top 3 running backs and your top 5 wide receivers and have a bigger best ball slate that you can play on weekly in these head-to-head matchups. So I'm going to talk to the guys I know over there and see if they have interest in doing that, because I think that would be a lot more fun than these, 6-round drafts.
Yeah, I think they will too. I like this format. The thing about them too is they're very young as a platform. That's why I'm telling y'all you need to go over there, because like Dave was saying, there's not these crazy sharks, that have been on DraftKings for 20 years that, know how to really, to make the marginal money and win, week over week, year over year. Underdog's still kind of the Wild West. And if you think you're good at fantasy football, you think you understand kind of how a week's going to go. They have single game slates. One of our buddies, before we close out, I got to give Billy a shout out. If you guys follow the OP, they're also on the channel. They have a playlist. They don't have their full show, but they have clips. But they're on the podcast feed, the Offensive Points guys. Billy claims, and I tend to believe him because Billy doesn't brag a lot. He claims he's been cleaning house on these single game slates on Underdogs. And I say that and I believe him because Billy is a guy he was in my first ever IDP league. He went back-to-back championships, and you'd never know it. He has, unless you started talking shit. And then he brings up, well, I did win back-to-back dynasty championships. Like, that's just not for the everyman. So he doesn't brag, but when he started bragging about Underdog, I tend to believe him. So if you think you know a lot about your team, if you get some of these really good single-game slates, he said he cleaned house on the Browns game on primetime. So we recommend that too. So check out Underdog. Like I said, we're going to have more content on the channel covering Underdog to go along with, obviously, the IDP stuff, obviously the dynasty stuff. And, yeah, I guess that's all from me. Dave, where can the people find you? You're over at Football Guys, and what else are you doing these days?
Yeah, Football Guys, Fantasy Pros, and like I said, Twitter is really the easiest thing. I'm guesting on shows just about every single day. I'm hosting a few a week, and if you just follow me on Twitter at Dave Kluge, you'll see what I'm up to.
Word. All right, IDP Army, love you guys. I will see you tomorrow with the IDP rankings for the week, and then I will see you on Sunday for the live stream. So, adios.
Let the rain hit the sand. Build a house on a rock, got a plan. Gotta get stocks, keep them bands. Hear the clock tick, blades on the fan. Used to be mundane on a Monday. Now you have fun day on a Sunday. Cause you switching it up and you living it up. You ain't getting enough.